Hi, and welcome to this week's 5-Minute Masterclass. This week you may have seen, or perhaps couldn't have failed to have seen, the news about Adam Johnson and his trial, and the fallout that Sunderland Football Club have faced about what they knew and what they did to safeguard the children that Adam Johnson came into contact with. Initially, Sunderland's view was that they'd done everything they possibly could, and they released a statement saying that they did not know that he was going to plead guilty to the 2 charges, and that he ultimately pled guilty to on the first day of his trial. However, this week it's come to light that the CEO of Sunderland knew that Adam Johnson admitted kissing the child. And that's put a whole new spin on what Sunderland have done and what they perhaps should have done in light of this knowledge. And in this week's masterclass, I want to talk to you about sharing information, because sharing information is something that we all need to do when we work with children and there are child protection concerns. But it's something that I think a lot of us are concerned to do. We're worried about passing information on that perhaps we shouldn't do, or that passing information on will cause problems for the people that we're working with, and maybe that it will upset the relationship that we have with them. And for me, the first thing that you need to think about is, what's the ultimate outcome going to be? Is this information that you hold going to be information that is needed by another agency in order to protect the children? And if the information is information that is going to be needed by another agency, then very careful consideration needs to be given to what information is shared. And when a decision is made to share information, it should be done in a timely manner. There is nothing worse than having information come through from a third-party agency, perhaps a nursery or a GP, that says 6 months ago they had concerns about the parenting that the child was having, or that the child wasn't getting nourishment, or there were other issues. And by that time, it's too late to do anything urgently. Sometimes information comes through and it's not recorded properly. So you remember in one of our earlier masterclasses, we talked about the need to record information and how that is stored. And for outside agencies or third-party agencies such as local authorities or perhaps the police, that record of the disclosure is really, really crucial, because that's the first bit of information that they get, that there is something wrong or that there are concerns or issues around this child, and this child's welfare needs are not being met. So those are the first 2 things I want you to take away from this. Is any information you have that needs to be shared, share it in a timely manner. Make sure that it's shared as soon as you possibly can, so that any action that needs to be taken can be taken swiftly. And secondly, make sure that anything that you have recorded is recorded properly, that it isn't done on a scrap of paper, that it's done in a formal document that can be used by other professionals. And remember that it's a record of the initial disclosure, and it could be a crucial document later down the line when local authorities or police or other agencies are working with the family to try and safeguard this child. And the last thing I want to share with you is that child protection in an awful lot of cases trumps any other issues. So a lot of things I hear are about, oh, the Data Protection Act means we can't share this information with you. Or, well, we didn't think we could share that with you because, well, we're not meant to give you that information, are we? Well, actually, the bottom line is there are mechanisms and procedures in place for information to be shared. Every authority has and every area has a local safeguarding children's board. That board will have policies and procedures about how this information is to be shared appropriately. There will be multi-agency teams that will meet on a very regular basis, to which most of your organisations will be able to get in touch with. Their details are all on the websites. Gov.uk is usually a good place to start. But remember that if you have any concerns, contact your local Safeguarding Children's Board first about sharing the information. But do not sit on it thinking that you can't be sharing it, because there is another piece of legislation that says you can't. So remember, any disclosures share in a timely manner, make sure they're recorded properly, and in a lot of cases, child protection trumps other legislation, so make sure that you've checked out that you are not hindering an investigation by keeping hold of information. And I'll see you next week. Have a good week. Bye.